Let's shift our focus to Afghanistan, where the situation is tense as the country has been witnessing a spate of attacks in the past few weeks. Scores of Afghan civilians have been killed in bomb blasts, some of which have been claimed by the Islamic State. A report.
Since the Taliban returned to power in August last year, a string of deadly bombings and a number of violent public attacks have convulsed the country. On May 22, an explosion occurred in the vicinity of Police District 10 in the capital city of Afghanistan. At least 3 people have been injured in the blast. The blast took place when a gathering was mourning the death anniversary of the Taliban's former leader Mullah Akhtar Muhammad Mansoor, which was being held in the same vicinity. No group has claimed responsibility for the attack. Just a few days ago, on May 19, an attack on the Taliban convoy occurred in Mazar-e-Sharif in Afghanistan's Balkh province. The explosion was caused by a magnetic mini-explosion, and the responsibility for the blast was claimed by Tehreek-e-Azadi Afghanistan.
There are several places in Afghanistan itself where more extreme elements are running amok. And these extreme elements, to a great extent, are being supported by elements of the Pakistani deep state. And I'm referring to the ISIS. Why is this so? It is so because the Afghan Taliban has not been 100% subservient to the Pakistani deep state as the Pakistanis thought they would. And therefore they need leverage. Somebody that is opposed to the Pakistani Taliban, the Afghan Taliban, so as to keep them off balance. So the ISIS has a considerable footprint in Afghanistan. It has support from the Pakistanis, and I dare say some elements of the Afghan Taliban also support the ISIS.
The war-torn country has witnessed a series of terror attacks staged by the Islamic State group in the last few weeks. Just before Eid, a powerful explosion killed more than 50 worshippers at a mosque located in the west of Kabul. Attacks against civilians targeting ethnic and religious minorities represent a disturbing trend in Afghanistan. The Taliban say they have secured the country since taking power in August and largely eliminated the Islamic State's local offshoot. But international officials say the risk of a resurgence in terrorism remains. Many analysts say these attacks are the result of the irresponsible withdrawal of US troops last year, which promised to restore peace for the Afghan people.
The sudden withdrawal of the American troops and the manner in which was done, the manner in which they undercut the Afghan regime and the Afghanistan National Army created a situation where there was a complete vacuum. I don't think even the Taliban thought it would be so easy to take over. So on paper, while it looked that the takeover of the Taliban of Afghanistan was complete, in the absence of any orderly transfer of power or sharing of power, there has been a vacuum. And this vacuum is clearly evidenced in the fact that whenever the ISIS wants, it is targeting Shias, it's creating bomb blasts, etc.
On one hand, Afghanistan faces an endless threat of terrorism. On the other hand, the country finds itself gripped by the severe restrictions imposed by the Taliban. The hardliners deprived millions of Afghan women of their right to education, ousted tens of thousands of women from jobs, and banned women's businesses and all sorts of activism. Today, they have crushed the women of Afghanistan and have plunged them into the dark ages again. The Afghan woman has now lost even the right to life. Not only are the women in Afghanistan suffering, but more than 90% of Afghans have been facing a shortage of food. For them, the next meal is a matter of faith. People in Afghanistan had dreamed of peace and an end to conflicts to improve their situation, but not at the cost of losing the last 20 years of achievements. It seems that the forever war in Afghanistan is nowhere near its end.